Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Attacker Productions. Today I'm back up Joel once again by Jimmy, Jake, Jason, and like always, Fluff.
I was still on mute. Damn. Okay, shit.
Triple J. We're like
What
King
up?
Ghidorah at this point.
What up, people?
They all just kind of like group together when they try to say hi. It was pretty interesting. Today's matchup is me versus Jason of our first rounds from this past tournament. I'm playing the Crimson Goku as Jason's bringing back his blue-green, which threw me off until later in the game. I thought it was just mono blue Soul Striker deck. This is not the turn 2 Crimson Goku. When I was first making the archetype for this deck, this was kind of an idea that came to my mind, and I thought this would be pretty fun if I wasn't incorporating any of the archetype stuff. So I decided to bring it out because Jake told me to stop building archetype stuff.
Well, I just think you should play what you want and, not force yourself to play every archetype in every set.
I mean, I still haven't shown Deborah yet. If you want to see that, let us know.
Yeah, if we get 5 comments that say, I want to see Deborah gameplay, we will post a Deborah gameplay video.
Bancroft, can you give me permission to delete comments?
No. So, for those who aren't familiar, or for some reason didn't see it, Soul Striker got hit. So Soul Striker no longer requires, doesn't have the alternative Awaken by having a 3-cost unison on board. So you have to have 4 life to Awaken, which I think in Jason's favor kind of works out because in the past you've used 2-drop unisons.
Yes, I have. I've been tinkering with several different types. The first go, I went with the skillless package, which the unison that will play a skillless was a 2-drop. I don't know. I've always been a favor of playing 2-drop unisons. I don't want to wait until turn 3 to play unison.
And you guys can see already, both in my energy and my drop is the 3-drop Gotinks from set 5 or something.
Yeah.
I've always enjoyed that card, and it's a very cheap. It technically could put 2 Saiyans in your drop area on turn 2 as well, which works very nicely with this leader. Here, Jason, you were kind of like, I guess I'll just +2. And I'm like, well, I mean, if you got a Sensu Bean, you could +2 swing at me and then resend the other 2 energy to continue your turn. You're like, oh yeah. But then you didn't play anything, so I was kind of thrown off by that.
Yeah, I've been very careful on how I play Soul Striker. The last few times I played it, I try not to tap out my energy. I've made it a little bit more defensive than I would say most people's Soul Strikers decks go, but
Blue's just really good at that, too.
Yeah, I've completely changed my style of gameplay from going from Red Broly to Green Goku to Blue Soul Striker, so I've played a little bit more defensive than usual.
Yeah, and having that 2-drop usage just allowed you to stop my Gotenks from beginning to play. But from here on out, I have 5 Blue Saiyans, or 5 Saiyans, don't have to be blue, so I'm able to Awaken now, which is a amazingly draw 3, resend 1.
Which is really interesting. This is the first time I played against this leader, so it was pretty cool to see how it worked.
So,
Do you have to be having a particular life total for that?
So it's either your life is 2 or less, or you place 5 Saiyans from your drop area underneath this leader.
Oh, okay.
And that's where either Fluff or Jimmy can speak on this one. The turn 2 play, Crimson Goku, is pretty much playing the 9-drop Goku, which, if I recall correctly, is it restand by taking life, or is it just
Restand taking 2 life.
Yeah, you restand by picking up 2 life, and I believe it has the permanent that, or the auto that when this card is played, you cannot lose the game. Your opponent cannot win the game.
So you want to try to do it with max life. That way you just constantly ripping life and swinging.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can Awaken with 5 Saiyans and 8 life still. because it doesn't knock you down.
That seems pretty good. Although,
it loses really hard to floodgates.
yeah, that's what I was just about to bring up.
Yeah, and it suffers from the same inconsistencies the turn 2 Han did.
It's just difficult to close the game on turn 2 in Dragon Ball for any reason.
Yeah, I mean, like, a well-timed negate, just holding off at a certain point will practically ruin their life.
So being able to ramp with the Zeno here, what's your main game plan? Are you looking to play like more expensive battle cards, or are you going to replace this guy later on?
I'm probably the reason why I need to get to 5 energy as much as possible because I'm playing the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta SCR. Were you a rival with him?
Oh, are you?
Yeah. So I've had problems getting him out. I think successfully I've only got him out once, and it's because the games don't last as long as I need them to. So I thought running the unison will allow me to maybe a turn sooner. I could probably arrival with him.
Here's the thing about because if it's your turn, he gets dual. He has double. Was it dual strike, double strike, dual attack, dual strike, and crit? I'm saying those words all wrong. Double strike, dual attack, crit. There we go.
Yeah, double strike. It's double strike, crit, and triple attack.
It's triple attack. Okay.
Yeah.
But the problem, unfortunately, is I absolutely love that secret back in set 8 when it worked great with 21, but it is so open to anything happening to it, and with the amount of flood gate cards there are now, you lose out on a lot of those attacks, unfortunately, or it could potentially just be bounced back to your hand, like especially against a blue deck here.
Right. I mean, I still love the card. I know it doesn't have barrier or deflect or anything like that. So yeah, most of the SCRs do have that problem of being back, sent back to your hand, especially playing against blue or green, depending on what SCR or whatever else they got. But
the cool thing about the Vegeta is you can play it on either turn.
Correct. And it'll ramp you to energy if you play it at your opponent's turn.
Yeah.
But it won't get in the offensive stuff.
No, it won't. But being able to have it to where I could put 2 energy definitely makes it a little bit useful. I think when I go... I'm still trying to go back and forth if I'm going to go mono blue or not. I like the green variant of being...
You just have to be careful with Zeno and multicolors, because if you reveal a multicolor card, it still has to abide by energy exhaust. So I think earlier in the game, there was an Android 18 super combo that got hit and got charged off the Zeno.
Yeah. And he burned
and
the
that should have
to restand it.
Yeah. So that's one resource that you didn't have to spend just to get that card back to active mode.
Very true. But there is some multicolored cards in my hand or in my deck that I can play, and all I have to do is overwhelm 2 cards of those colors. Not overwhelm, but warp 2 cards. And it'll come in my energy in active mode.
Yeah.
So what happened here is that you were going to pay 4 for Boo, and I was like, you can still +2. Get this in, use that energy you're using for Boo, and you happen to have just top decked a Overwhelm card. But hey, Boo has 5 markers now.
Yeah, you definitely helped me get along in this game. I ended up adding maybe 9 cards total into this deck before I started this match. So I definitely appreciate the help.
Yeah, no problem. So I haven't really done much on my end yet, unfortunately. And that's just what it is. Like, I feel like the way I have it built, once I get to turn 3, it can just spam cards very quickly. But outside that, like, the first couple rounds would just be just trying to awaken if I can and establish a unison. Because I do play 4 of the Calamity Challenger Gokus. I play 4 of the Tapions, which are both just 1-drops to play. One requires a 3 energy, one requires a unison with at least 15,000 power. It's Spirit Boost 1. In my energy, you guys can see I have the Bardock, so I play 4 of those as well, on top of the Gotenks. But I feel like you were very quick to bounce a lot of stuff, but you burned a lot of your God Sealings very quickly, because you even charged one as well, I think.
Yeah, I ended up with 3, I think, like, on turn 2. And then unfortunately I had to put one in my energy because I didn't have anything else I was wanting to get rid of at that point.
Yeah. And here you minus the 1 just so you bottom deck the Tapion. But in a sense, like, from 1 energy, I gotta draw off it, and then my leader just restood that energy I used, so.
Yeah, I just didn't want to take the double strike.
And I was really just trying to bait the Godsling early on, and you chose not to hit it. So, during the matchup, this card always confused me for some reason. I can't remember if you get the draw on just the activating auto, but no, it's when EX evolves, EX evolves. And I ended up calling Jimmy over, and I put the card back in the deck, and I was like, "You just want me to shuffle?" He said, "Yeah." So we just shuffled my deck, but it'll happen in about 30-ish seconds. And here I'm kind of going over the situation with Jimmy.
I don't think you lose the card out of your energy either.
You don't.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
because I know when you. What confuses me idea is it's coming from the energy. So like, the energy gets moved up there, but because I declared to play a card, he bounced that card before it's even like goes through all the stuff.
Before it's successfully played. Yeah.
And like once again, that was just a well timed. Like, I played the Tapion hoping to bait the yada yada just to play that card afterwards. But since you didn't do it, I was like, okay, maybe he doesn't have it, and I'll just go into it now. Because that would give me a blocker, because I went down to 2 life.
Yeah, at this point in the game, I was just trying to keep anything and everything off your battlefield.
And I'm pretty confident in my hand. But I didn't want to test using a negate, just in case, because you had 5 open energy. I'm like, if he has a Golden Avenger in his hand, and I try to negate, that's going to be it. So I'm just waiting.
Yeah, that would spell disaster.
Yeah. So here, like, and also, like, your hand gets very small very quickly compared to mine, as you all can see. Because there's one point where
it's because you got your whole life in your hand.
I mean, initially on a turn 2, this deck can draw 8 to 9 cards. In my 3rd round against Trevor, I managed to pull that off, which was pretty nice.
Yeah, it's interesting seeing Blue when you were building the deck. It was an interesting kind of mental exercise just to kind of work your way through how it would play. And I kind of hope we get to see a little bit of that on camera. As much as I want to see Jason's deck also pop off, like, I want to see both of them pop off just to show them both.
Yeah. And so here, I played the Goku trying to once get another God Sealing to hit. He didn't know, but cool, I'll swing, negate, Golden Avenger. Like, with this deck, it feels safe to do just because you can restanding energy with your leader's ability.
Did you miss the draw off the Golden Avenger?
No, I didn't. If it looked like I did, I know I didn't. I did draw.
Okay.
And here, I'm still going over, like, the interactions, what he could possibly do, because technically, autos still go off when you attack. So I'm like, so both your blocker pings, and you can activate your -1 ability right now if you wanted to. So you can, I was like, you can -1 the Great Ape, and then immediately block the 20k. And he's like, yeah, I'll just do that then. That way his leader's not getting hit by this crit. He doesn't have to think about like doing one or the other. Like they both go off. So pretty much I was trying to get Jason to take me out this entire match apparently.
Yeah.
I will say the Overwhelm has been removed from my deck because I forget that I do have the stupidest ratio percentages when it comes to top decking that for energy, and it happened also in one of my later matches, which completely shuts this deck down because I don't play the Zeno super combo.
Yeah, I think after this match too, I also took my Overrealm out. You think I would learn?
And I don't think I've had to use much of my leader's ability yet to activate battle to pop cards, which is just a great defensive option where if your opponent's looks at 15k and chooses not to combo, you can just detach one card and you're good to go. Or if you detach 3, you draw 1, restand 1, if I recall correctly. And I think by now you've extinguished, I think, 4 Godzillas. Now I feel pretty safe on my turns from here on out.
Yeah, my big play was that 4-drop Vegeta negate. I was pretty much holding on to that and wanting to play it, thinking that it would stop you at least for one turn, and you kind of just like bounced it out. I was like, all right.
Yeah, before I went to your leader, I think you only had like 2 or 3 cards in your hand. Now I think you're sitting at 5. But I just wanted, even though the ape was a double strike, I had no way of finishing you off that turn, so I just wanted to clear a potential unison or make you pay 4 more to bring another one back out.
Yeah. Surprise! I only run one unison with the 4-drop.
So this Broly is a green card? From my angle, it looked blue, and I didn't even realize it. And so at some point, it might be during my turn, during your turn, you're like, can I do a counterplay? And I'm like, I mean, yeah, it opens up a window for it, and you play a certain card, and I'm like, how are you playing that card? So it was very confusing, because I just didn't catch that it was a green card at first.
Yeah, it's, actually, I like that green Broly, because I only put in my energy if I absolutely have to, and it's just a way to get, in the I would say your super combo out of your combo step by just like dropping into my drop area.
So, what other options do you have to charge? Because I know your deck, you do need at least 1 green energy.
Yeah, I have. Let's see, it's the multicolored god cards. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, Universal 2, I think it is.
No, Universe 10.
10, okay.
It's a 2-drop. So basically, permanent. When you play this card, I can warp 2 cards from my drop area. One has to be blue and one has to be green, and I can put it in active mode.
So pretty much after you activate it like a super combo or something like that, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then I can activate main from that card too. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards to KO it, and then I draw a card.
Yes. So here I have to discard a card because the play, and because it has 2 different autos. When it's played or combo, you put discards a card, and then it has a secondary auto. When it's played, you bottom deck or something a 6 or less card.
Yeah. So I just really, really like that counterplay card.
Like I said, you playing the Unison, you playing the Tapion right afterwards, made me feel comfortable to negate because you had no way of Golden Avenging that card. And Fluff, you kind of mentioned like to see this deck kind of go off because it's almost a blue mirror match, and just with the bouncing and negates, it's kind of hard to see that. This is probably a good enough turn. Unfortunately, it is in the later game.
Blue on blue is always a gummy matchup where it feels like neither deck is able to do exactly what they want to do for fear of having the other blue deck retaliate or actually having them retaliate.
Which I really, in this build, I don't mind it as much. Like, it hurts when it's Gotenks, but it works for the leader's build, like Awaken, because I'm trying to do it so early on. But everything else initially costs 1 energy, so I'm not really spending a lot when I'm trying to play cards. And almost every card I play draws me a card.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see this deck that's traditionally played as like a turn 2 kill kind of thing. Really, and what is this, turn 7?
Maybe, yeah. And that's just because it's blue on blue and how it's been taken. Unfortunately, how far.
Yeah.
And the blue blocker token is technically innately a 10k by nature. Jason, had I think 3 or 4 cards in hand. He was tapped out. I think I combo 1 more card. And that's just kind of guaranteed to hit. And then I tap 3 for a combo play, which during my turn draws me 2 card. I kind of got those mixed up by my turn, your opponent's turn. I'm like, it's fine. I'll draw 2 new cards. It's fine. I was trying to balance, like, pop one of his other cards as well, trying to take care of 2 problems at one time so he could have nothing to combo with. And I think you just let it die.
I did. I didn't have very many cards in hand at this point.
And I +2 on the Unison and didn't think about it at the time. And that was very risky again. Because, so now I'm like, okay, these are hits I need to make sure are going to hit. Because, like I said, he has cards in his hand. I should have just swung the Unison. My brain was like, oh, if I just +1, I'll draw a Sensu Bean for some reason. And I was like, that wasn't a Sensu Bean. So here I just pretty much combo every card I could possibly combo out of my hand, hoping he couldn't get past that. And luckily enough for me, he couldn't.
Yeah, I think all I had left was a Unison and two Arrival cards. Yeah, that the energy in order to tap to combo with. So
it was a really interesting matchup. I think it was more helpful for you, I think, early on because we're going over your deck as we played.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely helped me out with you, especially with the cards I added in that I never really used before. So it definitely helped me out.
So with that being said, hope you all enjoyed today's matchup. Keep in mind, there's buttons down below and on the screen while Fluff does the outro.
Yeah, super gummy blue game, but it was kind of cool to see both decks do a little bit of what they were trying to do. Definitely cool to see that Kuzu come into play. As always, read your cards, know your plays. Let us make the mistakes so that you don't have to, and Fluff out.